Welcome back, listeners. I'm your host, Imari Dahl, here for this After Dark shift to serve you, the public, with good vibes and good music. It is currently a little ways past midnight here in New York, and after a full day of hustle, it's good to be able to sit back and sink into the relative peace of the Big Apple's nighttime bustle. I hope my dear listeners at home are snuggled in bed. For those of you outside of your homes, I hope you're comfy and safe as you listen to my voice tonight. As you all know, though, after midnight is when we here at the station like to do a little segment called Conversations with Crickets.
Yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check.
You all know the deal, but for any new listeners, here's what we like to do. You guys can call in anonymously, and if you feel so inclined, you can let off some steam. Whether that looks like venting after your boss screwed you over, screaming after a rough day, or just getting a little much needed comfort in the middle of the night, whatever you need, I will do my best to provide. I will, however, remind the listening audience that if you do make a criminal confession, that I am legally supposed to report you. So let's try not to spill any secrets if you don't want to get in any trouble. Alright? Cool. The line is now open for you to call in. Hello, caller. This is Imari speaking from Conversations with Crickets. What can I help you get off your chest? Hey there. Had a rough day? Don't worry. We've all been there. Want to talk about it? What happened with your parents? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to talk about it? No, I get that. Losing someone can be really rough. I can't imagine what you're going through after losing both of your folks. Hey, it's not stupid to feel like this. Speaking from experience, the feeling really does take some time to sink in. Sometimes when you think you're done, it comes back and hits you when you least expect it. Grief just happens. I get that, caller, but no one can power through grief. You can try, but it's gonna catch up to you at some point. And when it does, it's really going to suck. It's natural to think we can push past it. A lot of people think that. In your case, I imagine it's even harder to try and ignore it in favor of going through school. But I hate to break it to you, that's not a very feasible plan of action. No, hey, I get it. You're grieving and you're desperate to find answers to the grief, so you can keep moving. But you could consider that while you're trying to make it through school, because that's what your parents would have wanted, your parents might have wanted for you to take care of yourself. Hey, speaking as a guy who's friends with a lot of parents, they usually want what's best for you. And what that might look like right now is letting yourself cry it out. That's not weird. Sometimes we feel like we can't cry, even when we want to. If you're willing, I can help you. But you gotta cry it out, okay? Doesn't have to be during this call. You can hang up when the tears start flowing. How about that? Cool. So, tell me, what were your folks like? Let's start there. It can be anything you want to tell me. That's okay. No need to put pressure on yourself over this. How about you tell me what they did for a living? they used to run a community center. That's dope. What was that all about? That's cool. Did you guys used to work on it together? All right. What's a memory you have about working with them? Uh-huh. What happened next? Did they even know how to skate? So neither of them knew, but they still figured they could teach this one kid how to do it. Damn. Did the kid even learn how to skate? Well, they got it to happen eventually. That's what matters, I guess. Were they always like that? Optimistic go-getters, I mean. Well, stubbornness and optimism go hand in hand. Bet some of that passed down to you. We get the good and the bad from the people we love. It happens like that. I'm all ears, listener. You're welcome. You sound like you're about ready to start tearing up, so how about you call it a night and have yourself a good cry? Yeah? Alright. Make sure to have some water afterwards. Thank you for calling in, listener.